What's up, guys? I'm making this video for Chris Justice and anybody else out there that can't figure out how to get good YouTube videos. And what I mean by that is you take some GoPro footage or some run cam footage, it's 1080p, and you upload it to YouTube, and then what you get back looks like crap. I've been dealing with this for over a year and a half, 2 years now, and I finally got it figured out, I believe. Took a long time and took a lot of researching to figure this all out, and I want to share it, especially with my buddy Chris. So this is going to be a long video, so strap in, but it's the only way I can show you right. I'm going to show you step by step and a couple different ways, because one way doesn't really work as well as the other way does. Alright, there's two things that's important when uploading to YouTube. The biggest things. YouTube uses a codec, two different codecs. One of them is called AC1, the other one's called VP9. The codec AC1 is for 1080p and lower videos, and it compresses the crap out of your video. If you've uploaded a video that's maybe 4 gigabytes big, you might get back a 500 megabyte video, a fraction of what you uploaded. That's what they'll play you back at 1080p. I mean, it's horrendous. Now, VP9 is a better codec for the higher YouTube channels. The only way to get that VP9 is to upload in something higher than 1080p. Okay, and VP9 doesn't compress it quite as much. It still compresses the crap out of it, but nothing like AC1. So that's what you want to make sure you do. I upload all my videos now in 4K, even though I shoot at 1080p. I use a run cam. I use a GoPro 4 Session, the little square box camera GoPro, and I shoot at 1080p, 60 frames a second. And I'm gonna break this down and show you how to figure everything out. And here we go. Oh, and I'm gonna be running a whole bunch of different programs at once, so I hope my computer don't crash. But I've got a pretty good computer, but even it has its limits, so just stick with me if something happens. Alright, let's see here. First thing we're gonna do is bring this down. We're gonna take a video. My last video that I put on YouTube was this one. We're gonna drag it over to Power Director 16. I'm going to show you Power Director 16 first, because that's what Chris Justice has. I think he has the Power Director 17, but it's the same program. So you drag it over here and put it in here. You want to click the little circle button up here. It looks like a circle. Make sure this is on 30 frames a second. Now you can do 60 frames a second, but what you want to do is make your timeline 30 frames a second, so it'll get everything in sync right. Because even though we shot it in 60 frames a second on the GoPro, if you try to upload 4K 60 frames a second, it takes forever. I mean forever. It's already going to take a long enough time. But you don't want to prolong it, and it looks just fine 30 frames a second. So just make sure that's 30 frames a second right there. Hit OK. I'm going to bring this down. Put your footage down here. Let's cut it. Get rid of what we don't want. Get rid of that. Get rid of that little piece. Now let's click on it. The footage already looks good, because anytime you shoot in a bright sunny day, it looks pretty good, but I always like to brighten it up a little more, and I don't mean brighten it up like with sunshine, I mean the colors. So the way we're going to do that, and now if you shoot on a cloudy day, I don't care what camera you got, just about, it's going to look crappy. A cloudy day, you can't hardly get good footage, or at least I ain't found a camera yet that you could. So if you was flying on a cloudy day, you just out of luck. Go to Fix and Enhance. You want to go to Color Adjustment, and you want to go to Saturation. It's at 100. If it's like this kind of footage, a good sunny day, about 140. Any more than 140, it starts to look too much color, and it starts to look cartoony to me. So I like about 140, somewhere around in there, and hit Apply to All. Now you see it brighten the colors up, made it look a lot better. Now I'm telling you now, I'm not going to upload this video you're watching in 4K, because this video is going to be at least 10 minutes long, if not longer, probably 15 or 20. and at 4K at the bit rate that I'm would have to upload that, there's no way. So I hope this comes out okay at this, but this is computer footage and not and it's not going to be moving much. So, but I can't put it at 4K. It would take days for it to upload on this. On flat footage, though, it's only a couple of minutes long, and it's not too bad. Oh shoot, I forgot to show y'all something. Hold on, let me back it up here. Let's just leave this right where it is for a second. Let's go here. I want to show you how you can tell. Alright, this is my last video that I shot on YouTube. I uploaded it in 4K. As you can see right now, it's set on 1080p. This is what I usually watch my videos back at. But if I click on it, you can see it's 4K. I mean, I uploaded it all the way to 4K. Alright, now, if we put your mouse just somewhere in the middle of the screen and right click, go down to where it says Stats for Nerds and left click. Then look right here where it says Codec. It's VP09 codec. Now, it's only VP09 codec because I uploaded it at 4K or something higher than 1080p. If I had uploaded it 1080p, it would be like this one right here. This is 1080p as high as it goes. This is one of my older videos. Alright, if I look at the codec on it, YouTube used AC1. They compressed the shit out of this thing. And just look at it. I mean, it's blocky. It looks smudgy. It looks like somebody stuck their thumb to the grass and smudged it all over the place. You know, and it gets worse in spots. And I already sharpened it up and tried to use color and everything else to make this video better. And YouTube just ruined it. All that work was wasted. So now you understand how to figure out if you got AC1 or VP09, and you want VP09. Now let's get back out of this. Let me just close all this out and go here. Now, like I say, put about 140, hit apply to all, X out of that. Now it's done, and let's say it's done. You've done put your music to it and all that, and you want to produce it now. So go over here to produce. Go to custom, MP4. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Go to default. Go right here to put default, MP4. Then click this right here and go and scroll all the way to the bottom, and it's the next to the bottom one, 3840 by 2160. 30p 50 Mbps. Click that. Now that's set what you wanted to upload it at, but we want to change that because it don't have a high enough bit rate. So you hit the plus right here, go over here to video, and you can make sure your resolution's right. 3840 by 2160. Frame rate is 29.97, which is 30. Progressive. I've tried it both ways, it don't matter. High profile, CABAC, and right here is what you want to change. Average bit rate is 48,500. You want to back that up, and about 80,000, 80, oh, that's zeros, 80,000 seems to be the sweet spot for YouTube videos for 1080p or 4K when you want to up them like that. And then you just hit OK. But I'm telling you now, this is what I wanted to tell you. This is why I moved away. I don't use PowerDirector 16 anymore. For this very reason. I can't. This is the best. It wouldn't matter if I put 200,000 in here. When I render this video out and I go and check to see actually what the bit rate is on this video after I've rendered it, it's only going to be about 35 to 36,000 bits, which is a long way from the 80 that I put in. For some reason, I cannot get the 80 out of it that I want. They're all going to change a little, but this one changes drastically. It's something about PowerDirector 16. It just lowers the quality of your video automatically. And it wouldn't matter if I put 200,000 in there. You're still only going to get about 35,000 bit rate out of this thing. And then YouTube's going to compress it on down and it's going to destroy it. So, this is the best right here you can get out of PowerDirector 16. But this is the very reason I moved away from it and went to and started using something else, and I'll show you that just in a minute. So click OK, and then what happened? Yeah, okay. It says right here 753 megabytes is what this video is, and it's a 1 minute and 18-second video. Alright, now if I start it right here and let it render out, it's not actually going to be 700 something megabytes, and the bit rate, like I say, is only going to be about 35,000 bit rate. So you don't want to use Power Director if you can help it, and you don't really have to. There's a free version of something else out there, and that's what I'm using, and it's a whole lot better. It's a little bit more complicated, but it's not that much more complicated. So let me show you that. This is the best you could get, though, if you wanted to go 4K and Power Director, but it's not going to be as good as this other way. So let's X out of this. We're done here. Let's bring this down. Now, I use DaVinci Resolve. It's Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve. They have a paid version. It's like 300 bucks, and they have a free version. The free version will do everything you want to do. Make sure I'm still recording here. Yeah, see, we're done at 11 minutes. It's going to be a huge video. So you can download DaVinci Resolve. It's a few steps you got to go through. It's no big deal, and like I say, it's a free version. So let me open that up, and I'll show you every step on this. And this does a lot better. And you still can't get your 80,000 megabytes you put in, but you can get like 65 or so. Well, you could probably get it if you put a higher bit rate in, but I use 80 on every video, and usually I get back about 65 to 70,000 bit rate, so I only lose about 10, which is a whole lot better than Power Director 16. That's why my videos have started looking so much better. Okay, this is what it looked like when you open it up. Well, it won't have all these clips. This is other things I've made. It'll just have an untitled project right here, and just double click it. Alright, and then we want to take our video that we was, wait a minute, take that back. First of all, let's set our timeline up. Go here to this little, wait a minute, y'all might not, my picture's probably in the way here, so let me show you a different way. All the way down here in this corner, there's a little wheel. You can click on that, but you can get the same result by going up here. File, and go down to Project Settings right here, and click it. Now what you want to do is make sure you got 1920 1080p HD, and we'll leave all this alone. Change the frame rate to 2997, and then put the playback frame rate to 2997, because if you don't, the sound won't be right. 29.97. Alright, and then we want to change from PAL to the NTSC 16.9 right there. And let me think, that's all there. Image scaling, yeah, image scaling, you click on that and leave all this alone. Go down here and unclick match timeline settings and leave it HD 1920 1080p, and right here click this and put scale entire image to fit. Alright, and then we want to go down to general options. There's one more thing you want to do. For some reason, the auto metering on this thing lowers your sound of whatever you've uploaded or whatever you've put in here. So you don't want it to do that. So it says -23. So you click that and just back it up and just put 0. That way it doesn't lower anything. It's whatever you put in is what you get back out. Now just hit save. Now your timeline is ready. You're ready to put your video in there. So you just take this is the same video I used a while ago. I'm going to drag it right up here. And it says, would you like to change your timeline frame rate and video format to match? And put don't change, because you want to leave it at 30 on the thing that you've set it up at, even though your footage is 60, so don't change. Then bring that back down. Now bring your footage down here and drop it on your timeline. And just like before, we're going to cut what we want out. So just click on the razor blade there, bring it down here, and you can scroll. As you scroll it, so you can see the video playing. Just put it where you start to take off at, or wherever you want it, and cut it. Just click it to cut it. Then move it on over, find your end point, click it to cut it. Then come up here and hit this little arrow that brings you back out of the razor blade. Now, same way with Power Director 16, you just right click on the thing you want to get rid of and go up here and hit delete selected. That'll get rid of it. And then same way over here, delete selected. Now just grab this and move it all the way over. Now when you put your audio on here, just hit the M for mute. That'll mute your drone sound, or you can just lower it and put your other sound right below it here. It's no big deal. It works basically the same way as Power Director 16. It's just and there's plenty of videos on YouTube that show you exactly how to work this thing. But it's pretty simple. Now, we've got our video here. We're going to do the same thing we did on Power Director 16. We're going to brighten it up some. So what you want to do is go down here to the color wheel. There's a color wheel down here. Just click it. Right here on saturation, you see it says 50. Now, this one has all kind of things you can do. Everything in here is changeable. You can grab these little dots in the center and pull them to get more blue or pink or whatever on the gain, on the offset, on the gamma, on the lift. You can scroll this wheel across and get different. I mean, it changes all kind of stuff. And then you got the contrast and the pivot, saturation, hue, all that down here. I mean, most of the time, unless it's a cloudy day and I got to brighten it up, most of the time all I use is the saturation. And I don't go. Let's just see what I go here. 50. You can, if you see the image getting bluer and the sky getting blue and whatnot. So about 60, 62, somewhere along in there. That's where I like to. Well, maybe 66, somewhere along in there. I don't like it to be too bright. Like I say, it starts to look cartoony when it gets too bright. All right, and then go back to edit, which is right here. Now say your video is done and you want to export it now. So what you do is go right here to where it says deliver. Click deliver. Then you want to go over here and make sure this custom is selected. Then you name it whatever you want to. We're just going to leave it untitled and put 1. Untitled 1. And you can put it whatever location you want in there. I ain't going to do it because it'll do it automatically for me. You want to change the QuickTime right here to MP4. And you want to make the resolution right here. This is where you want to change things. The resolution, you want to change it from the 1920 1080p. You want to go down here to where it says 3840 by 2160 Ultra HD. Click that. Leave the frame rate at 29.97. And this is where it differs from Power Director 16. This one, on the quality, it has automatic or restrict to. This is what you can do here. You can click where it says restrict to and leave it at 80,000 and it won't cut so much. The other one undoubtedly is automatic, and I can't figure out how in the world to set it to restrict to like you can on this one. But just click restrict to and 80,000 megabytes. And like I say, you'll get back about 65 to 70,000 megabytes, which is so much more better. Now you're done. Hit add to render queue, and it's just telling me where it's going to put it. I hit save, and now it's going to say warning. Do you sure you want to render at this resolution larger than your timeline resolution? And you want to add yes. Hit add. Now it puts it right over here, Untitled Project Timeline 1. All you got to do now is hit start render, and it'll render your video out and put it into the place you told it to. And it will be almost exactly like what you told it to be. It'll be, like I say, a little bit smaller, but not much. Nothing like Power Director 16. Power Director 16, you won't get half of what you told it to back out of it. And then when YouTube gets done with it, you're going to have shit. Alright guys, this is a 20-minute video. I told you it'd be long. I'm going to try to upload this in the best quality I can, but as low quality as I can, so it may not be the best video in the world, but I can't wait 4 or 5 days for this thing to upload. So, Alright guys, I hope y'all enjoyed, and Chris, I hope this helps you out, brother. If I was you, I would get rid of the Power Director 16. I ain't had nothing but trouble with it since the day I got mine. I've never got good video out of it. Once, like I say, my last 4 or 5 videos that I've posted have all looked pretty good, and that's because I've used this DaVinci Resolve, and it's free, and there's plenty of videos on YouTube showing you how to work it. Alright guys, y'all have a great day.